Good morning. Well, good afternoon by now. Excited for all families that are going into a new territory right now. Yes, praying for superintendents and leaders to make decisions that are wise and all that. So for now, I'm going to focus in on what I believe I'm supposed to offer, and that is real encouragement for families during this time to fully embrace the opportunity that you have before you, whether that's families who are watching other people's kids, if that's going to be allowed, or staying home, or whatever it is. This time together can be a precious reunion of time away from lots of interruptions and into a lot of beauty. While you get the opportunity today, go outside. Absolutely go outside. Go for a walk. Even in your neighborhood, you're going to see trees and squirrels and birds. And I'm walking out at Lake Kioma right now, and I'm listening to the geese and all kinds of birds over here behind me in the woods. I'll hear a woodpecker now and again. One of the most important things you can do, yes, get outside. And I'm going to do several little videos on things you can look for when you go outside and things you can have fun spotting and identifying. And even if you don't identify, who cares? Just see the beauty. Notice the difference amongst bark. You may think you're looking at two different species, but you could be looking at a tree that's young and a tree that's older, and the bark has just changed over time. I mean, there's so many things to see if you just take the time to look. Oh, I'll show you that later. Boy, that was a joy. So outside of nature, get yourself at least one book that you can read aloud with your family. Get some other books that the kids can read to themselves. Hopefully you have some on your shelves. If you don't, there's many free websites that allow you to just read books directly from the computer, or free Kindle books. Or if this is not something you have, but if you're watching this, you probably have some internet. So I have books you could borrow. And so far, I think I'm allowed to drive around and drop these off. I'm going to make several nature videos, but first and foremost, love each other, forgive each other, and read all that you can. There's fun ways to do math, for sure. When you're walking around, if you've got little ones, count things. Draw the numbers in the dirt. Make numbers with things that you find in the dirt. If you've got older kids, measure trees in their circumference and their diameter. Estimate the height of trees by standing in front of it. And one of you is around 5 feet tall. That's a nice multiple to be able to add up how tall the tree is in your estimation based on how many of one of you it would take to encompass that whole tree. There's so many other things like, okay, count the twigs on one branch, then count how many branches there are and estimate the number of twigs. Count the buds on a twig. I mean, don't do this incessantly, but do it while you're out in nature and just for fun. Another thing, you're going to notice that when you start to look at branches and twigs, there's a big difference amongst them all. And I will try to send out some videos like that. But for example, right here, maybe I can show you, I don't know. Well, I'm going to show you that later because it's hard to know how to focus. I'm not very good at making these videos. But this I do know. As you and your family are together, there's going to be spats. And there's going to be joyful times. When you read, do not demand they sit still and listen to you. Let them be coloring. Let them be joyfully doing something with their hands. I don't recommend a video game during that time, but definitely read with expression. Bring them in and just do a chapter at a time. If they ask you for another one, read another. If they don't, set it down and read it at another time, maybe just a chapter a day. Have them read too. And don't make it be forceful. If it's tough for them, let them read with an audiobook. Reading a book and listening. Let them read together a book. Read a book with one of your kids, each of your kids together. Something separate, something that's just a treasure to each of them. And overall, pray that God will help you to love and have patience. Many years ago, when I tried to homeschool my kids, and I thought it was going to be the most dreamy time ever, I had far too many demands. And so I go as a supervising teacher now saying, oh, just be careful. Just be careful. Find the joy in every part of learning. And because that's what you're trying to do, is spread the spark. Give them a spark of wanting to love to learn. And that's where it's at. So God bless each of you. Know that there's all kinds of people there for you. Keep your phones charged and keep connected to each other. But more importantly, God's there for each of us at all times, no matter what we're going through. And He wants to give you peace and joy. And we in the homeschool community are cheering you all on. And hey, that's not a community all in of itself. We in the family community cheer you all on. And enjoy each other during this time. Be creative with your meals. When I say creative, I don't mean get fancy. I mean recognize that peanut butter and carrots make a good meal. And apples are a delight. Cereal. We've got protein, we've got some vitamins, and we've got some calcium in that milk. Creative is good in simple ways. All right, take care. Bye-bye.